Welcome to Peace Concepts, where we explore practical strategies for cultivating understanding, resolving conflicts, and nurturing meaningful connections. I'm David Lowry. In today's episode, we examine the concept of boundaries, or those invisible lines that you and others need to respect your mental health and well being. Boundaries are an integral part of peaceful assertiveness, an essential peacemaking technique where we express our needs and opinions without being overly passive or aggressive. To help us better understand this concept, let's look at Sarah and Mark. Sarah is sitting at her desk, and her boss, Mark, approaches with a determined look. Hey, Sarah, are you almost heading out? Great. Listen, we're really pushing this Thompson project, and the deadline is looming. Our team is going above and beyond, putting in those extra hours to get it finished, and we could really use your help in polishing things up. How about you stay another hour or so? Mark, I appreciate you thinking of me, but I have to leave today. My kids get out of school in about 20 minutes. Mark leans in and says, Oh, come on, Sarah. Everyone else is pulling an all-nighter. Can't you swing by later? This is a big one for the company. Sarah is feeling the pressure of this all-too-common scenario. We all want to be team players, but what happens when work demands start to infringe on our personal lives? This is where boundaries, your invisible shield of respect, come in. Imagine an invisible force field around you. This force field represents your boundaries, both physical and emotional. It defines your personal space and establishes how you want to be treated. Just like a physical shield, boundaries protect you from unwanted intrusions and ensure that you feel safe and respected in your interactions. Every day, we encounter situations where someone might ask us to do something that makes us feel uncomfortable. It can be something small, like a coworker who borrows your stapler for the 100th time, or something bigger, like a friend pressuring you to join them in an activity that goes against your values. The thing is, other people can't read our minds. They won't know what makes us feel uncomfortable or what crosses our personal lines unless we communicate it with them. Boundaries help us do that. By setting boundaries, we clearly communicate what kind of behaviors is acceptable and what isn't. This allows for healthier and more respectful interactions. Boundaries aren't a rigid wall. They can be flexible depending on the situation and the person we're interacting with. For example, you might have a stricter boundary with a casual acquaintance compared to a close friend or family member. Setting boundaries often involves learning to say no comfortably. It's okay to decline requests that make you feel uncomfortable, and boundaries empower you to do that without guilt or fear of jeopardizing relationships. Boundaries establish limits on what you will or will not tolerate. This could be anything from a physical touch to how much time you dedicate to work or how you expect someone to communicate with you. By setting boundaries, you're telling others how to respect you. Healthy boundaries ensure you feel safe and valued in your interactions. There are several types of boundaries. Physical boundaries represent your comfort level with physical touch and proximity. You have the absolute right to claim your personal space, so don't let people assume they can invade it without your permission. Then there are emotional boundaries. That's when you protect yourself from taking on other people's negativity. You have the right not to get involved with other people's drama and to keep your feelings to yourself. Mental boundaries. Guarding your time and energy for focused work. It's important to let others know you will decide how you'll spend your time. Don't let others make plans for you without your permission. And then there are material boundaries. That's knowing what you can and can't lend or share. You're not obligated to loan money, tools, personal items, or anything of yours unless you want to. Just because someone asks doesn't mean you have to give them something. To set boundaries effectively, you need self-awareness. This is where you understand your needs and values. Communication. You clearly tell others what your boundaries are using I statements. And consistency. Stick to your boundaries and don't give in to pressure. Now let's see how Sarah can use these tools to address her situation. As you recall, Sarah's boss, Mark, wants Sarah to stay late to finish a project, even though it's the end of her workday and she has family and other responsibilities to attend to. So let's listen in. Mark, I understand the importance of meeting this deadline. However, picking up my kids on time is a non negotiable boundary for me. It's something I prioritize in my personal life. Mark looks surprised but nods in acknowledgement. While I can't stay late today, I'm happy to discuss alternative solutions. Perhaps delegating some tasks or adjusting the timeline might help. I'm confident we can find a way to meet the deadline that respects everyone's time commitments. By clearly communicating her boundaries and offering alternative solutions, Sarah is practicing peaceful assertiveness. She's advocating for herself by setting this boundary while remaining respectful of her boss and the project's needs. Boundaries benefit everyone. Remember, by setting boundaries, you protect yourself and foster healthier relationships. People always appreciate honesty and directness. Clear communication about your boundaries allows trust and respect to grow within your interactions. We hope you found this discussion of boundaries insightful and useful. We invite you to stay tuned for future episodes of Peace Concepts and encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. In the meantime, let's make a commitment to fostering understanding, resolving conflicts, and nurturing meaningful connection in our daily lives. Peace Concepts is produced by Peaceful Life Productions.